Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Volatility Report. It is I, Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com. Blog for Mark, VIX still dying, SPX still moving, VIX dying, right? So, real simply with this, you actually saw SPX and VIX drop yesterday. You're finally seeing a little bit of motion now in the Qs. Microsoft, they like the earnings. Facebook up a little bit. You're getting so I don't think this sell-off is going to last very long. I have to be honest. Okay. So we're now at the point where you have fairly decent news. And you would think anyway, you would like to see some you would like to see stocks start going up. Because so far earnings have been pretty decent. So let's go to here. Let me see. Let's talk VIX for a second. So again, to me, the no future is the most important one. You get below 16 on this, and the market is going to start looking past the election, where we have lost kind of what I would say is $2 is about normal, and we're it's only a few cents, but there is not the bid for this future that I thought there would be for the surrounding the election. So I'm thinking some of this election premium is coming out slowly but surely. But I think our future here is going to hang and kind of slowly decay on the way down. I think the vol products are kind of locked up, but moving slowly south. Again, anything overnight can happen, bad news, this or that, something like that. But for right now, it almost feels like every rally in the vol products probably can be faded. The only reason why I say that is, obviously with some sort of hedge, but there just isn't that bid for vol or bid for uncertainty that we saw yesterday. I think that was part of Mark's blog. He's saying, listen, you're not getting, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of straight vol down, right? And if you don't get the movement with vol, you don't get the movement, you don't get the market movement. Vol has a hard time holding up, and we're now going down to what I would say is it's kind of a more normal type contango. The problem is we have a 14 vol and really SPX, okay? The realized vol is only 8 or 9% still. We're not doing a whole lot close to close. So from that point of view, if you look at it, VIX, okay, and the VIX future is still extremely expensive. So we looked at some ARB plays in the pit report yesterday. We'll look at them again today. Because if this pattern continues into the election, and again, there could always be a surprise, but I think we could see a low settlement for VIX for the year, come right before Thanksgiving, just because if you get a lot of unknowns out of the way and there's just a gap in time, you could see the vol come down. The only last thing that might hold it up is whatever the December Fed says, which it seems to be it's diminishing in importance almost now with every cycle and report. As far as stocks go, I still like the Qs. We're waiting for Apple, we're waiting for Google, we're waiting for Amazon, we're waiting for Facebook. We still have lots of big earnings to come. And I think if we're going to see some drivers, that will be it. Banks have cooled off a little bit. Still like them going into the end of the year. And then the same with like bargains in oil and oil exploration. A lot of stocks, and rig is kind of the common one where, it's not hanging out at its absolute year lows right? So, I mean, I think overall these are good signs for going forward for some of these companies. All right. Finance, American Express yesterday was big. I just hear here PayPal's pretty. So, you know, I mean, these are all positives. So I'm thinking the S&P 500 catches up with this eventually. And we'll see how that all goes. All right. So I will see. So again, every time I think we have a lift in the vol products, I feel like it's some sort of it's a trade. I just don't see the move holding up as long as, again, keep an eye on this number. The regular November ordinary contract. Okay. Just see, 16 is kind of that's that 1% per day. That's sort of a mental worry number. If we can't really hold that number, vol's going to just keep sliding down. All right, and with it, the vol products. Right. Even though VIX is up a little bit with the market down, you're getting almost nothing. UVXY, which is a dull product, up 6 cents. Right. Just there's no additional bid for the futures, and that's what's important. Lastly, you keep an eye on VVIX. Nove cycle VVIX volatility of vol is now 88%. We view 80 vol as low, and you can't excuse me. You can't say much else when there's no bid for the volatility in the actual VIX options. Okay, that's one of the bigger tells. It doesn't mean that something can't happen, but right now there's not a lot of demand. All right, which of course to me is a good time to buy, which means we'll look at possible strangles and stuff like that to ride our contango curve down. And with that, for all you in the chat room, we'll talk about that stuff. For everybody else, become an Option Pit subscriber and you can learn it. All right, have a good day all.